Listen, I ain't got time for this.
Don't speak to me like that.
Come speak to me, yeah? Right, okay, right. You've been causing some issues.
No, he ain't. He hasn't.
I'm talking to him. Okay, I'm not talking to you.
Calm yourself down. Calm your attitude down. Speak to the public with respect.
Listen, go away.
I'm telling you to calm down.
Go away.
Yeah, I'm DP Audit. Respect. I'm carrying on all I want. Speak to the public with respect and integrity like you're meant to. Why is there no police here?
Go and speak to the inspector.
You call through now and tell him to send
No, you don't tell me what to do, pal.
Oh, shut your attitude up as well,
right,
you. Wind your neck in. Wind your neck in, yes.
Wind my neck in.
Yeah, you're the police officer. See that? That's a claim and a half. You're getting a claim against you. You little you're losing your job, you little.
Yeah, you think so?
See that, guys?
That's assault.
Witnesses, yeah?
You do nothing wrong.
You assaulted me.
Right.
On camera.
Whoa.
Yo, he's off his head. He can't be a copper.
Whoa.
That's look at that. Look at that. Wind your neck and look.
When the auditor calmly called out the officer's aggressive behavior, simply asking him to calm down, things took a disturbing turn. Instead of responding like a professional, the officer snapped, shoving the auditor to the ground over nothing more than words. That wasn't restraint. That was ego. What makes it worse is that this wasn't a reaction to danger. It was a deliberate show of dominance, an attempt to silence criticism through force. That's not policing, that's intimidation. Law enforcement officers are trained to de-escalate, to rise above emotion, not to crumble under it. And doing this in front of witnesses only amplifies the failure. This moment isn't just about one shove. It's about a system that too often confuses accountability with defiance, and authority with the right to abuse it.
The servant of the public. Okay. There's no, you're breaching the peace.
You ain't spraying him.
Okay.
You ain't spraying him. And I'm doing nothing wrong.
No, you're not. You speak to him like that's what you're doing. You don't get to speak to public like that. You don't get to speak to people like you're speaking to him. That's not how your role works. You're a police officer of the law, serving the crowd and serving the people. Respect and integrity. Remember your oath and your college of peace in training. You're absolute disgrace. The way you push me over now, you're getting a claim against you. You're getting sued. You should lose your job for that as well.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see, won't we? And you're going to be all over the internet. Do you know how many people are going to see you? You're live now.
Good for you.
Welcome to YouTube, you how about that?
Okay, swear at me once and I'll lock you up.
Higher threshold. Is there any complainants? Is there any complainants for my swearing? Any complainants? Your officers need to arrest you.
Okay.
You assaulted me. Right. You need to arrest your fellow officer. Section 26, he just pushed me on the ground, threatened me with power for telling him to rack himself. Now, arrest your officer now.
The auditor calls for the officer's arrest under Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015. A law that makes it a criminal offense for any police officer to abuse their authority or engage in misconduct while carrying out their duties. This section exists to ensure that those in uniform remain accountable to the same laws they enforce on others. In this situation, the auditor wasn't being disruptive, threatening, or aggressive in any way. He was simply questioning the officer's rude and unprofessional behavior, exercising his lawful right to hold a public servant accountable. Instead of responding with professionalism or restraint, the officer chose to retaliate with unnecessary force, crossing the very boundaries he was sworn to uphold. This confrontation closely mirrors the case of former South Wales police officer Richard Healing, who was convicted under the same statute for abusing his authority to exploit vulnerable individuals. In both cases, the issue wasn't about enforcing the law. It was about misusing power to dominate and silence others. Healing's conviction serves as a powerful legal precedent, proving that no badge places anyone above the law. The message is clear. Abuse of authority is not just unethical, it's criminal. And in today's age of accountability, where incidents like this are recorded and shared online, such actions don't just violate the law. They expose corruption for the entire world to see.
What's going on? He's pushed me foot to me like that because he was speaking to him like club and I told him to speak to members of the public respect like you're meant to and professionally, and that is the worst example. He needs to be fired. He's getting sued or we're putting a claim against him. That was outrageous. Okay. Arrest him. Arrest him. Do your job. The College of Policing tells you to arrest him.
You need to relax. You need to calm down.
You need to arrest him.
You hear? You need to talk to me. Tell me what's going on. So obviously dealing with.
He was talking to him, and the way he was speaking to him was disgusting. The way you do not speak to members of the public like that. The way he was Disgusting. Everything about him's disgusting. He's going to get, do you know how many views he's going to do online now? He'll go viral with the way that was. That was one of the worst situations I've ever seen. I've done this for a year now. You need to arrest him.
Okay, right, we're not going to arrest him. But
You're not going to arrest your colleague when he's just broke the law and assaulted a member of the public.
But you're entitled to make...
What does your college of policing treat you at the beginning? When you're call your officers? No, you listen to me. He has assaulted me and broke the law.
Listen to you. You're entitled to make a complaint online.
You're getting sued, mate.
Rather than accepting responsibility or responding to the auditor's valid legal challenge, the officer shifted the narrative, portraying himself as the victim, as if his personal discomfort somehow outweighed the public's right to transparency and accountability. But that's not how law enforcement works. Police officers are trained to handle pressure, criticism, and confrontation with composure and restraint. Feeling uncomfortable is never a lawful reason to use force, especially for someone wearing a badge and representing public trust. This kind of behavior exposes a troubling mentality, one where authority is mistaken for dominance, and criticism is viewed as disrespect. It's not about protecting safety, it's about protecting ego. When confronted, the officer didn't de-escalate, didn't explain his actions, and didn't uphold professionalism. Instead, he chose to escalate, pushing an unarmed auditor to the ground, and later trying to justify his actions with a baseless claim that had no legal standing. That's not policing. That's abuse of power disguised as procedure, and it highlights exactly why accountability in law enforcement is more crucial than ever.
Use your powers against me. 3 forms of identification.
Don't point at me.
I'll point at the one. No. 3 forms of identification. You're going to push me again, are you?
If you can put in my space, yes.
Oh, you're in my space now. What would happen if I pushed
what I'm
you?
doing, well, you can try.
Ah, see what I mean?
Yeah.
See this, people?
Yeah.
You're welcome to YouTube.
Have a good day.
What's name and fucking station?
Have a good day, sir.
Name and station. I don't know. On his name and station, he's got to give 3 forms of identification.
According to the College of Policing guidelines, officers are legally required to identify themselves upon request, stating their name, rank, and station, particularly in situations involving the use of force. This isn't a mere formality or gesture of politeness. It's a fundamental safeguard designed to protect citizens from abuse and uphold transparency in policing. In this case, the officer had already used force against a member of the public, yet refused to identify himself when asked. That refusal isn't just unprofessional, it's deeply concerning. It strips away the accountability that policing depends on and sends a chilling message that some officers believe they can act with impunity. Such behavior doesn't just damage one individual's faith in justice, it undermines public trust across the board. If citizens can't even learn the name of the officer who assaulted them, how can they seek justice? Transparency is the cornerstone of democracy, and this deliberate concealment erodes it completely. The officer's refusal wasn't an oversight. It was a choice, one that speaks volumes about attitude, accountability, and abuse of authority.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Swear at me again, I'll lock you up.
But you can't use a higher threshold. You can't lock me up for that.
Really?
Yeah, section 5.
Really? You think so? That's it, you can walk him back.
See, he was going to arrest me, guys. Will, sort him out, man. He's horrible, mate.
Right, how's it going?
Him, he pushed me over there. His attitude stinks. He's threatening to arrest me, power spraying me. The opposite of you. He needs to be sacked. He needs to be arrested. He should be arrested by fellow officers under your College of Policing to protect members of the public. He should be arrested.
Let's be clear. The auditor had just been assaulted. He was visibly shaken, injured, and understandably upset. Using strong language in that moment isn't harassment or disorderly behavior. It's a natural emotional response to being physically harmed by someone in authority. Yet instead of recognizing that, the officer responded with a threat. Swear at me again, and I'll lock you up. That reaction wasn't about maintaining order. It was about asserting control through intimidation. Police officers are trained to stay calm, professional, and composed, especially when emotions run high. Their role isn't to retaliate, but to de-escalate. When an officer abandons that standard, it exposes a troubling misuse of power and a disregard for public trust. This wasn't just a moment of poor judgment. It revealed a deeper problem, a lack of accountability, empathy, and understanding of what it truly means to serve the public. By threatening to arrest someone who's reacting to trauma, the officer didn't just make things worse, he multiplied the harm. It's moments like this that remind us why professionalism in policing isn't optional. It's the line that separates protection from oppression.
You should have arrested him. Wait till you see the footage.
We can't arrest anyone, as you know. As a
You can't know. They should have arrested him.
So what you can do, if you want to make a complaint.
Well, I've never experienced anything like him.
Well, I haven't seen
ever, mate.
Let me hear what you said.
Ever. You know I'm sound reviews when you say sound.
So you know what
I've never experienced
Let me
that.
just say one thing.
He is a dangerous police officer. He should not be in the police. You should not be in the police. You are a dangerous police officer. You are a dangerous police officer. You should not be in a front-facing role. You should not be going out the public. You are disgusting. You are a shame.
Stand back.
Shameful. Shameful. You should not be a front-facing officer to the public. You are a danger to the public, my friend. You're the reason people like me exist, because of people like you.
You know that as well as me, this place is covered in cameras. Okay, so ergo, if you have a complaint, and you're an auditor, you probably feel.
I've got it on film. Yeah, I will.
Mr. What can I call you?
Just call me DP.
DP.
Or Paul. Call me Paul. Call me Paul.
So, if you want to make a complaint, which really what, whatever happened will be covered in cameras, won't it?
Yeah, he cannot be in a role as a police officer. I'm sorry.
What I would suggest.
I'm not having a go at you. I'm just. That was outrageous.
What I would suggest is, after an incident like that, our adrenaline is high, which can lead to action.
When you see the footage, there's no excuse for his behaviour then. Initially.
Whatever's happened is happened.
The auditor's frustration finally boils over, and it's hard to blame him. After being assaulted, he demands accountability. He should have been arrested, he says, voice trembling with anger. But the other officers remain defensive, insisting there's nothing they can do. That only fuels the outrage. The auditor calls the offending officer a danger to the public, someone who should never be in a front-facing role. His words cut deep because they come from a place of genuine shock and betrayal. He reminds them, and everyone watching, that people like him exist because of officers like that. You are the reason I do what I do, he says, echoing the sentiment of countless citizens who've lost faith in those meant to protect them. Even as another officer tries to calm things down, suggesting adrenaline may have played a part, the truth remains undeniable. There is no excuse for what happened. The footage will tell the story, one of misconduct, unchecked authority, and a growing divide between police and the public they serve.